Hello, everyone. This is Monsef Afker, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of your divine uniqueness. So, thank you for your presence, whether on the live call or on the replay. And yeah, also very, very happy and excited that Laura Hosford is with us on the show. She joined us before a few years ago, and how to say, it's like I really love the love that she embodies, the authenticity of her message, and um, how she really help us or help everyone connecting with her and working with her to bring forth that truth, that light within that we forgot, and we are trying through this awakening journey that we are all going through collectively to awaken and to remember, and as a result, like co-create this how to say, like the new earth or the age of Aquarius that we are moving into. And yeah, so for those of you who are new to her, she is Magdalene, Red Womb High Priestess, and Sacred Oracle for the Isis, Mary, Sophia frequency of Shekinah love. And today's call will be about heart womb healing to liberate our feminine and ancestry. So yeah, she will be sharing about the divine feminine, creation powers, and also what is the like the womb consciousness, which really very important. And she will be talking more in detail about that and how can we connect to that, like independently on our gender, and how can we reclaim the creation powers that we all have within. So yeah, I feel it will be a very, very inspiring, very powerful, and very heartfelt call. So yeah, very excited about it. And also, as always, we'll have a Q&A where you can ask Laura your questions. So if you are on Zoom, you can raise your hand by pressing reactions, then raise hand. If you are also, you can type your questions on the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And yeah, so with that, Laura, welcome back to the show. Happy to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Monsef. I really am excited to be here today to be with you and your beautiful community. And yeah, thank you so much for that warm welcome. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, really happy to have you back. And when I contacted you and you answered, it's yeah, really felt excited about co-creating with you and having you with us here with our community. And yeah, so in the beginning, maybe let us start to talk a little bit about yourself, your healing work, so those of our audience who are new to you can learn more about that.
Sure, a great place to start. So I have been on my own awakening journey very deeply since around 2000, 2001 in that period. And then in 2008, I took a sort of a almost 360-degree turn. My divine self, higher self, came in and said it was time to sort of end, that period of my life and begin a new journey onto another timeline, if you will, of doing a lot of deep personal healing. And so that kind of led me to where I am today. And to get back to your question, so kind of the short story version is that my journey began with me awakening in 2008 to my own intuitive psychic gifts, which I knew I had really good intuition, but I didn't know at that time that I was being projected onto this new timeline. And I started out with becoming a spiritual coach and then moving into taking various energy healing courses. I'm a natural born energy healer, and beginning to really awaken those gifts that were shut down at the age of 3. And so that as I went along that pathway and I went into the world of Akashic Records and I began to work with the Akashic Records and teach others how to to access their own Akashic Records at the soul level. And this is an important key. I'll explain it here later. But to begin to access the Akashic Records at the etheric level, and begin to work with those upper chakras. And a lot of us, I have noticed, or it's been my own experience, because most of my life I was very ungrounded. I was very psychic. My mother was very psychic, but very ungrounded. And I just didn't feel safe enough in my body to fully anchor my soul light, my divine soul essence, if you will, soul spark into my body. So this was very challenging, and, is part of the backstory on how we begin to, as empaths and intuitives, take in the world, taking in the pain of the world, taking in the beliefs and the suffering and all the stories that are out there. So on this journey of, I became very in tune with my heart chakra and my upper chakras, and that was very more or less easy for me and very natural for me to access. And then around 2016, Mary Magdalene came into my life, and she literally came into a session and literally blessed me with her gifts and her wisdom, her memories, and this was all something that was quite shocking to me because I didn't know my relationship to Mary Magdalene at that time, because most of my upbringing was focused on, God the Father, and the goddess wasn't really mentioned. So I began to work with Mary Magdalene. I had 13 higher self integrations come in of sacred gifts. And then also began to work with Mother Mary. So I call them the Marys. So they came in and they began to work with me quite extensively. And they were telling me that I needed to descend into the lower part of the body. So really the heart and the upper chakras are what we consider the masculine part of the body, or, heaven energy. And we are here yet. What they explained to me, that it was super important for us to bring our soul light essence, to bring all of our light into the full body, into every cell of our body. And that meant we needed to descend, if you will, down into those lower chakras, which would be, we have the 7 main chakras. So that would be the first, second, and third chakra. And they were explaining that I needed to do a lot of deep healing on that so that I could then eventually anchor my soul light stream. And, it's a vertical pillar of light, if you will, that is streaming in, because, we are only sound, light, and vibration. We're made of pure energy. So they put me on this new pathway, which has become the primary focus of my work in the last 4 years or so, of helping women and men to awaken, to begin to take this journey into the lower chakras, and then eventually healing and clearing those lower chakras so that we can fully embody and anchor in our soul light, becoming the literal bridge between heaven and earth. And this is literally what that means. And the mysterious piece, or the really big piece of this, that is sort of the leading edge of our spiritual evolution, if you want to call it that, is to awaken and remember, in both women and men, that we have this very special, I call it the womb chakra. It is not the sacral chakra, because as women in a female body, we do have that womb of which to birth babies. And then for men, and also birth all creations into physical form. When we're birthing into a physical form, everything on this earth is birthed in physical form through a womb. So, and then for men, the way it works for men is that since they don't have the physical womb, but what they do have is they still have a spiritual connection through their spiritual organs. And it's usually consecrated at the dantian area, which is right below the belly button, right where a womb would be if in a female body. But in a male body, you're going to have that dantian area, or some people call it the horror line. So they very much directed me to begin to do really deep dive on healing my own womb and my own unhealed ancestral patterns that had been, playing out in both my mother's lineage and my father's lineage for many lifetimes, because right now, what's really crucial to remember, and I feel like there is a lot of focus on healing trauma today, but more specifically healing our ancestral trauma, because whatever is not healed in that generation is then passed down to the next generation and will be felt, for up to 7 generations in the future. So this has become really a really kind of crucial place, if you will, to my focus of my work right now, in helping women and men to begin to remember this very important and powerful piece of our ability to create the new heaven on earth. So I'll stop there because that's quite a bit, and see what's coming up for you.
Yeah, thank you first for this for the introduction. And I feel very inspiring. Like you talk about the Marys, the divine feminine, and also the womb. Maybe you can call it also consciousness that we can all connect to. And so maybe the question is why it is so important now, and also how can we connect to it? Because you mentioned like ancestral healing, and how is it important for us to connect to that energy? Is there something else that affects that connection to the womb, or is it more like clearing the lineage?
Yeah, great question. It's kind of an and in both. And we can go down many avenues with this, but let me just kind of give a general kind of answer, and then we can go into more
Yes.
specific questions if that feels good for you. So we all have in our, what I call our divine blueprint. Okay. So when you were in your mother's womb as a baby, gestating in her womb for 9 months or thereabout, then you were being kind of everything was being recreated as far as your ancestral imprints. So ancestral imprints would be, kind of those core beliefs of your family, that your family would have been holding those core beliefs about anything, really. It could be about money, it could be about church, um, or religion or something like that. It could be about government. It could be about anything. It could be about your ability to manifest and create. And there would been these beliefs that would have been ingrained about limiting you in your ability to create. So when you were in your mother's womb, all of these unhealed patterns, which would have been patterns of all kinds of even trauma that had not been healed in the family, that were carried down, generational trauma or conditioning, as being in a woman's body or even a man's body. We've received conditioning from so many different places as we incarnated into this earth plane. So all of these kind of unhealed wounds, including feminine wounds, which would have been wounding, for example, like wounding like, oh, it's not okay to cry or to express my emotions. That's been a really big one for a lot of cultures around the world. You can't cry, you can't hold, you can't feel, you can't show your emotions, right? You have to keep them in check. You have to keep them under control. And or you shouldn't go by your intuition, you should only go by logic, for example. That's another big one that a lot of us have, want to overcome, and particularly today in our society, we can see where it's a lot about, oh, what is the logic here, what is the reason, which is only part of the picture. So, and that keeps us very limited into what we're manifesting and what we're creating, even if it's I want to change my life, right? I want to, there are certain things in my life that don't feel good to me, or, have been very difficult and challenging, whether it's a health issue, whether it's a mental issue, an emotional issue, a physical issue. So everything is always there and regenerated, all those frequencies, because they're all really frequencies, and they're being regenerated while you're in your mother's womb, gestating for 9 months. So when you come out of your mother's womb in the first 7 years of your life, these are where these beliefs or these imprints and conditioning, they're getting like really ingrained in the 7 years. And also in that 7 years, because of all the heavy cultural conditioning that we've been under, coming from school and government, I mean, just, a lot of places, including our own family and communities and cultures, this really ingrains into you as a child, so that by the time you're 7, you may have even forgotten where you came from. That a lot of us do. We go through, they say, the veil of forgetfulness, but it's this heavy conditioning. So this conditioning, if not addressed, these deep wounds, unhealed ancestral patterns, which are beliefs that your family is carrying. Every family has sort of these, family rules. And I'm sure we can all name one or two rules. I'll give you an example. So in my family, my dad, because of his cultural conditioning and his generation, he would go around saying children should be seen and not heard. So when I heard that, as a young child, I'm like, oh, I can't express my emotions. It's not okay. It's not safe for me to speak my truth, to say what I'm really feeling. I have to stay quiet. I have to keep it contained, right? Um, so that was just one kind of rule in our family, and each family has these sort of visible or maybe even invisible rules that are impacting our ability to be ourselves, to be real, to be authentic, our true self, whatever your words are. So healing these ancestral patterns today is really key and pivotal, so they don't get passed down to the next generation. So I'll give you another example so that everyone can hopefully relate. You can start to relate this to your own family circumstances. So my mother took on the role of, she was playing out a lot of unhealed traumas and unhealed wounding that she was still carrying, in particular feminine wounding that was not healed for many generations for various different reasons. And so these wounds they became expressed as a mental illness, where she basically was not able to even access parts of her logical side of the brain, could not stay grounded, went into the right side of the brain, became very delusional, and couldn't tell the difference between what was real and what was not real. For example, she her wounding came about, emotional wounding, a lot of shaming was used, and guilting in the ancestry. And this was all, not done necessarily consciously. I'm not saying that. It wasn't conscious, and not to judge it in any way, because we don't want to judge any of this, because that stops the healing process. So I really wanted to understand it, and I went through my own journey of where my mother, there was emotional abuse, there was verbal abuse, um, and some physical abuse going on in my childhood. So, you know, as a child, I just really wanted to understand and became very curious about why I didn't feel peace inside of me and how I could change that. And looking at the environment of our home, and even sometimes in the community at school, going to school and seeing bullying, for example. Um, and, my father, the way that he expressed it, his wounding unconsciously was, if you challenged him, then he could go into the bully mode. My mother, um, she would just, shut you down, or, become enraged, like walking on eggshells. And so all of that actually was the gift in all of that, the silver lining in all of that, was bringing it all to the surface, because she was projecting all of those unhealed woundings into and onto family and even other people outside the family, because that's what happens when we don't go in and begin to do what we call our inner work, to begin to look at these really deep woundings that we have, whether they're, wounds of abuse, of any kind, where we feel that we've been rejected, maybe by our parents, or abandoned by our parents, or our needs weren't met, as a child. It can be any of these sort of scenarios that we're still carrying deep within us. And the thing is, the body, there's a book called The Body Keeps a Score. And it's a great book. I forget the man's name. I think he's Swedish or something. But anyway, he recognized as a psychologist that our body, which our body comes from Mother Earth, right? Our body is really comprised of the four elements. So our bodies, when we come in and we reincarnate, we bring our consciousness in, we reincarnate into a body, but in part of when we're in our mother's womb and we're getting, imprinted again, and the body that we connect with is no accident, or the lineage that we connect with as far as our, biological lineage here on the earth, we come into it and it creates the perfect sort of setup, for our healing journey. And so all of this was being set up and in the body, and so that the body, the gift of being in the body, or one of the gifts, is that we don't have when we're in spirit without the body, is that the body shows us, in the physical world, because everything is manifesting, everything is being recreated. All those patterns that you've been struggling with or have been challenged by, since your childhood, they're going to continue to be recreated in your outer world, where you can see it, where you can feel it, like where you can experience, oh, I'm experiencing, some emotional pain today, for example. Well, your womb plays a pivotal part in that, in the sense that she holds all the unhealed patterns of your ancestry in her physical and her energetic and emotional space. So for a woman, or if you're a man, you're going to be holding those same imprints as well. All the unhealed feminine wounding and masculine wounding are going to be held there, and they're going to continue to be recreated in your life until they're healed, because they're coming up to be seen, to be recognized, to be honored. And so for each of us, we all sort of probably are very much in touch with our own core wounding, and can see it even playing out in the family when we become more clear and more conscious and more awareness on our journey, for example. So my core patterning, for example, is I was a martyr. And that was my way of surviving in the world. So you can look and see how, what persona or mask do I wear, for example, to survive in this world, because I don't feel safe, just being myself, for example. So I was the one that was the overgiver, right? I was always over giving away my time, my resources, my energy to others to try to keep, so that I could feel safe being in this physical body, on this earth. And so that was the core pattern of our family. And I even later discovered that in my family genetics is we do have a lot of repressed divine feminine energy. So, and this has been playing out for many lifetimes. And when you, any repressed energy that has not been fully expressed, in your creative flow, it will, you know, take on a persona or a mask or a personality or a character. It can express in, physical health issues. It can express in financial issues, all these different ways that it can be expressing in your life, trying to get your attention. So, um, that's why today, as we enter into the age of Aquarius, because we're just at the beginning of that. And as I understand it, like the astrology for the next 20 years, is really going to be really awesome. It's going to be really cool, because it's going to really help us to continue to focus on what patterns we might be carrying in our ancestry that are wanting to be healed, that are wanting to rise to the surface, to be seen and to be loved, not to be rejected or abandoned or pushed down anymore. And Mary Magdalene, told me once before, because we all have the inner critic, right? We always talk about, we all have an inner critic. And I had a pretty heavy one myself. And I was like, oh my goodness. So, a lot of heavy inner critic, a lot of judgment growing up that I had to overcome myself, right? And she told me, she goes, never judge or criticize when these wounds that are held and suppressed in the subconscious on, our mental level, our emotional level, our physical and our spiritual, you know. And she said, when that starts to come to the surface, just really be happy, like accept it and honor it and let it come up to be healed, because it's a gift. She said it's a gift because this means that you are healing that frequency, you're healing that unhealed pattern or emotion or trauma. And that is bringing you back into the experience of your spirit riding in this beautiful body temple of the integration of your spirit, right? Your soul into this body, so that you can start to have the experience of being whole, of being complete, of having joy, of having less attachment to the outer world and what's going on to it. And you can really begin to find this source of grounded stability in the body. And that's the other key piece that, whether you're a woman or a man, is you anchor this stream of light and you bring it all the way down and anchor it into your womb or your heart line. That becomes the foundation. It's a foundation actually of a quantum space. So the body is quantum. And in this very beautiful womb hara place, we can anchor our highest frequency of light, our angelic self, if you will. And then we can begin to maneuver through life in a new way. We can begin to actually become a manifester for miracles and for birthing the new earth. So as we kind of clear and cleanse these patterns, because they do live not only in our Akashic records as the etheric level that I mentioned, but they also, what my discovery was, is that they also live at the physical and the emotional level of the womb and or the heart line. So your womb remembers every experience from every lifetime you've ever had, whether incarnating on this earth or another galaxy or whatever. She contains, because she is the entry point, if you will, for you to directly connect to divine universal mother's cosmic womb, of which all of life is constantly coming out of, what I call the black light, the void. But the black light, the void, is universal cosmic divine mother's womb. And her womb only gives out pure, pure, pure creative love, I call it. So this is happening all the time. And in our third dimensional experience, we became disconnected from that direct connection to divine universal mother's womb. And this is I want to also use the word organic. Okay. So this is our organic divine mother from creation. Okay. And that's very important to remember, because our bodies, our original Christos Sophia templating, the 12 strand of DNA that we all have and are activating in the age of Aquarius, carries the codes. It carries the frequencies from creation itself. And so these are organic codes that we have and we can activate within us, and that we are activating, so that we can birth the new earth. But when we birth the new earth, we will not be birthing her from, like we did in the third dimensional experience, being cut off from source. We'll be birthing with source, and we'll be birthing from the connection between our pineal, our heart, and our womb, because our womb is like a foundation for the heart. And they actually are what we call a twin chakra system. And so at some point on your journey, as you heal and clear your womb, and so that she can become a receiver, in a woman, she becomes a receiver for the frequency of unconditional love. Which I understand that might be a stretch, or, divine love, but that is what our wombs are originally meant to be. And as women in a woman's body, we actually take life in through our womb. So it's pretty important that we keep our womb clear, and we can work towards maintaining, again, this vibration or frequency of unconditional love. And then as we take in the world as women, we give out to the world through our heart chakra and even through our breast chakras. Now, for a man, it works the opposite way. Men in a men's body, they take in their energy through their sexual organs, their sexual creative flow. And then a man gives back out to the world. I'm sorry, I have it reversed. He takes in through the heart first, and then he gives out through his sexual creative energies. So you can see where this is a really important flow and understanding to have. And the more that we can, just become aware that this very, very powerful connection that has been really repressed and hidden in mankind for, I don't know, we don't really know how many thousands of years, probably, but the important thing is that we came here now, we incarnated this time, I believe, is to heal these wounds for ourselves and for our families, so that the new children that are coming in, the new children that have the higher frequencies that are here to anchor those into the earth, they can come into that family lineage, and they can more easily come into it in the physical form, and they won't have to put any energy or as much energy and time into having to heal these unhealed wounds. And they can just move into, what they're here to give to the world in birthing the new earth. So I know that's a lot, so let me stop there.
Uh, uh, yeah, I loved every part you mentioned, and maybe a few points. Like you mentioned organically, like the word organic. And so from my understanding, as we like clear and also connect to the womb consciousness, um, like the creation process, like in our physical life, our daily life becomes more organically connected to the divine love or unconditional love. And also you mentioned that because we grew in conditioning and programming, and there was a lot of judgment, like the duality of the physical experience was taken as part of it is judged and rejected, and the other one is more like celebrated. But from my understanding, how we approach that with healing, like what I understood from your message is that we are here to embrace both instead of rejecting one and celebrating the other. And so yeah, I love those 2 points that you talked about. And also I'm not sure if you talked about it, like the black light. You also talk about that. If I would love if you can tell us what it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great question. The black light is just my simple kind of simple word, if you will, for something that is not so simple, but to make it sort of really big picture here. The black light represents the energy of divine universal mother. So when I say divine universal mother, I'm talking about the mother that birthed all of creation. So um, my understanding is that, and so everything is constantly being birthed. The scientists would call this the black holes. Okay, if you're coming from more scientific, I call it the black light or the void. And so, creation is constantly creating all the time. And this creative flow that's coming out of the black hole or the void is the feminine, is the pure kind of raw creative feminine energy. And inside of that, it's not negative or bad because it's black. Black actually contains all the frequencies of light. It actually is the original organic energy of creation. And so out of the first thing that came out of the womb of Divine Universal Mother was sound. So the sound, in particular, Om, that was the very first sound that came out of at the point of creation. And then as that sound reverberated out into the universe, it began to create different frequencies of what we call manifest light. So when we look at the rainbow, we see all those colors. That's what we call manifest light. So just to kind of, and then from there, all of creation began, right? And all of creation came out and then began to move into the world of denser energies, eventually into form, into physical matter. So we come from that. We come from our original place that we come out of is the divine universal cosmic mother's womb. And so when we leave this body, and our soul, our spirit, exits out of the body, we go back to, this body goes back to the earth, and then our spirit and soul, we go back to the divine universal womb, mother's womb, and until our next incarnation or until, whatever it is that we're doing. So this is the most the why this is important, or my own experience, is that and a lot of healing modalities I work with, including light language, is that the most powerful energy for healing is that energy of pure raw creation. And it is a feminine energy. It's a feminine consciousness of pure love that is gifted all the time from Divine Universal Mother that created this earth, right? For example, that created everything in form we see, or the planets or the stars. So whenever or what I've come to understand and realize is my own connection to this energy, to this source of energy. And it's something that has kind of been making itself more known on my own journey, because the more clearing, let's say, that you do, the more healing that you do of these inner limiting energetic beliefs, or thoughts, or all the blocks, the traumas, our journey is to know ourselves, right? And the more that you come to know your true self, it begins to manifest in a very specific way for you, usually based on your own divine blueprint, you as an individual, because there's no other you like you, right? And you contain very specific feminine and masculine qualities that were given to you by Universal Divine Mother. So, but the feminine, she can create on her own. Okay, she can create. However, she needs really the masculine to assist her. She needs the masculine to come in and for them to really work together in balance and harmony and respect. And so, because the masculine provides very important qualities, the masculine provides the ability to focus the energy like a laser, to create the structure for the feminine to flow through, and to help to guide the feminine to protect her energy, to safeguard her energy, and to help to keep her in balance as well. So what we see happening today in all of this, you know, really difficult, to look at, right? Really difficult to witness, is all of collective consciousness of humanity. What we're seeing is we're seeing all of the unhealed wounds coming up, and they're manifesting in different ways. They could be manifesting through, someone might be have an addiction to anything, right? An addiction would be a form of, showing you an imbalance, for example. So you could be addicted to drugs or alcohol or anything really, but there's an imbalance in your life. Or you're just not able to, manifest wealth, or you are having some physical challenges, some emotional challenges. These are all the ways that we can find ourselves, where we haven't fully embodied, this sacred temple. And that's really, we talk about the ascension, and it is ascending, but it's also descending and merging our divinity, our soul, with this physical sacred temple that we've been given, so that we can then marry the two together and become what you might say the divine human. And we do have superpowers, and it was all built into us, including probably one of the most important pieces is our ability to connect directly with Divine Mother and Divine Father as well. Is that the more we can connect with that, and we can create a more potent connection and bring that potent connection in through us and anchor it into this body and become like a lightning rod, if you will, for, that bridging of heaven to earth, which happens within you too. The more powerful creator you're going to become, and the more powerfully you're going to manifest this new earth that is starting to be birthed, in between the falling previous earth, right? And that we're seeing happen every day. Does that kind of help answer your question a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely, it does. And yeah, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I find it inspiring. And there's a question from Karinda. Sure. So when I home to my womb, is that what I do to heal my being?
It's a great question. Absolutely. Absolutely. Chants, specifically those chants, Om is probably to me the most powerful chant that we can do, because it is that first sound. You also heard that sound when you were coming from through your mother's birth canal, as you were coming from Divine Mother. So absolutely that. Any kind of other chants, Gayatri chant, or any of these chants that have these very powerful frequencies, you can use all of that to help heal your womb. Absolutely.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Laura, and thank you, Kalinda, for your question. She wrote she sings light language. So
You can use that too.
yeah, and yeah, do we start taking questions like personal
Sure,
questions?
sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, again, everyone, a reminder: you can raise your hand by pressing reaction, then raise hand on Zoom. On the phone, you can press *9, and also you can type your questions on the chat boxes. So Nat, can you please unmute yourself?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hi. Okay. Well, I seem to have a lot of womb issues, and I've had different womb healings, but I have very painful cycles, even just over the last 2 days, like a lot of nausea and just extreme pain, like a birth, actually. So I was wondering if you had any insight about what I could do besides doing the Om to harmonize that area. There just seems to be a lot of, I would assume, ancestral wounding, but just a lot of density there that comes through as pain.
Yes, great question. So what your guides are showing me is for you, and first of all, they want to just sort of like, honor that your clarity on this, and that you're already moving in the direction of healing your generational traumas for you and your family. So they first want to acknowledge that. Um,
Okay, great.
because it takes a lot of courage, honestly, a lot of courage and a lot of self-love, particularly because of our modern society today. Like, when do you, I mean, as women, when do we ever think about our wombs? When we're giving birth, or we have, some sort of physical, female issues going on, right? So, um, they're showing me you going outside, and I don't know where you live, but going outside in nature and actually sitting on the earth, like, a blanket, but sitting on the earth, like in a lotus position, doing your oming, but also connecting your womb space directly into the womb of Mother Earth. So we can connect to the womb of divine universal mother, the cosmic womb. And that's one of our true sources of connection that gives us this raw, pure, creative energy of unconditional love to do the healing work. The other true source of our true is from Mother Earth, and you can connect into her, what I call the heart womb core of the new earth. And you do want to ground into the new earth. So whenever you do any grounding, make sure you're grounding to her. And then they're showing me you kind of sitting there in lotus position and oming, and just bring the energy up, breathe it up, or, you can and then you can use your breath to bring that energy of unconditional love up from Earth Mother and bring it into your womb. And you'll feel it, or you might see it or sense it, whatever works best for you. And just with your intention, intend for her to bring that healing energy up into your womb and to heal your womb. And then you can just express gratitude as that happens. And you just trust the process, because actually it's more natural than we know. We used to do this all the time as women. We used to sit upon the earth and we used to bleed. And you could even do that. You can find a private space to go outside on your moon time, and you can even give some of that blood, if you will, back to Mother Earth. And she actually will appreciate that. And you can actually just work with it that way, asking for your blood to be cleansed, asking for your waters of your womb to be healed and cleansed, and for everything that is not organically true for your divine blueprint to be dissolved, to be deleted at the root. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I live in Canada, so it's getting cold now, but in the
Yeah.
warmer times, I do sit on a blanket outside, but I've never chanted outside
Mm-hmm.
in that way, so I guess I will do that and see what happens. This has just been decades, like chronic
Mm-hmm.
pain that takes me out for a few days every time. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
have tried different things. So I will try this. Actually, not try, I will do it
Mm-hmm.
and be open to the healing. So thank you for that
And
guidance.
one more part they want to bring in for you is, there's a grandmother. I don't know if it's a grandmother on your mother's side or your father's side, but
Uh-huh.
um, she she's passed.
Yes.
And I don't know if you're really close, but she says that she wants to help you with healing your womb. So we we've come to this really cool time now where the veil is thinned so much that our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our relatives, they want to come in and they want to help us to do this womb healing work. Because as you're healing it, they can also receive the healing. So she
Yes.
says she wants to come and sit with you. And you could, I know it's going to be winter there, but you can still just sit inside your house and do this. I mean, it would be great to be outside on green grass if it's warm enough, but you can still sit in your house anywhere you want, your sacred space. You can just set it up where you feel comfortable. Make sure it's a place where you feel comfortable and you can just relax and get super relaxed and just
Okay.
breathe and do those belly breaths and just really come into your body as much as you can. You can bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your womb. So you could do
Okay.
some chanting, bring one hand to your heart, bring one hand to your womb. And this is for everyone, actually, because I was going to bring this in, that just by doing that practice, the simple practice of breathing, grounding to the earth, one hand on the heart, one hand on the womb, for men and women, this is actually already beginning the healing and the connection between heaven and earth. So this is a very simple practice, but it is a very powerful practice. And you can just say to yourself, I am soul love. I am soul worth. I'm soul abundant. And those intentions will work with you to help you to heal any healing request that you have.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're
And
welcome.
you're not the first person that has mentioned the grandmother, but I don't know grandmothers, but thank you.
Okay, you didn't know her. Okay.
No.
Okay.
But beautiful message. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it.
You're welcome. And if you want, I don't know, Monsef, or if you want me to go on, there was a little bit of violet flame healing that wanted to come in right now.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to, anyone that would like to receive this violet flame healing, you can just focus one hand on your heart, one hand on your womb, and just imagine or feel or know this beautiful spiraling energy of the violet flame, the amethyst flame, and just tuning into your womb space and just allow. That's all you need to do is just say, yes, I allow the healing. I'm going to bring through a little bit of light language. Ela shakapalila kula aila kulimina shikaila kupataya kata ia manayalo kukoko shikimiya tatata ia nakaya ui shikimiya na uya shakamaya no kulina maya katia la mokukokai shia manayala kupataya kia makai aka. So we ask for this healing to be done on all levels: mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, psychological, across all timelines, time and space, past, present, future, bringing for the highest good for everyone here and everyone connected. Thank you. So be it. So just breathing in, breathing out, and all you have to do is just trust yourself and allow. Even if you don't know, just say, yes, I receive this healing for myself and my ancestry. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much for that healing, Laura. And also for the
It's not me.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's
Yes.
everyone here.
Right. Also, thank you, Nat, for your question. And
Yeah, great question.
we have a question from Kathleen on YouTube. Blessings to Monsef and Laura. How do men use and benefit from womb healing?
Okay. Well, men can benefit in the same way, whether you're in a male body or a female body, because you're still carrying, even though you don't have a per se womb, that organ, the womb, you're still carrying all those unhealed patterns, your unhealed feminine or your unhealed masculine wounding, ancestral wounding. You're still carrying it within the core of you at the soul level that's imprinted also into your physical body at the point of the Dantian, that lower Dantian area. So it would be mirroring where a womb has the womb in a woman, but that space would be without a womb in a man, but you would still be carrying all those energetic imprints on every level, just like a woman. So all the same opportunity exists for you to heal those imprinting and wounds as well. So if you were in my class, I would take you through the same, the same processes. It would just be, instead of womb, you would just be the Dantian or Horaline. Hope that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Laura. And also thank you, Kathleen, for your question. And let's see. Kalinda, can you please unmute yourself?
There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So happy to be here. Thank you, Laura. And I loved what you just gave to the group. I felt that fully. I know I'm dealing with ancestral pieces, and I'm in a boatload of pain. And I've been moving through this for 2.5 years, and I really could use any assistance.
Okay, I feel you and I feel your pain, Kalinda, and I'm so sorry for your pain. I'll just invite you to bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your womb, and everyone can do this if they want to. And let me just breathe into this for just a moment. So the Christed energy, the Christ energy is the energy of creation, of organic creation itself. So it's coming through in the masculine right now, which is the sun, like our sun that we see. And then behind our sun, you know, is the galactic sun. So what's happening is for you right now, Kalinda, and for everyone here, allow this sun and all the golden crystalline rays that are being magnified, they're being magnified into the back of each one of us. So they're kind of literally, we're receiving the rays and the crystalline ray healing into the back of our body. So just take a moment to just receive that. You can say, yes, I receive this.
Yes, I receive this.
Beautiful. And they're just going to magnify this beautiful golden, it's a beautiful golden crystalline sun. And it's gotten very, very large. And it's just beaming in these pure crystalline waves of golden healing codes and light. And they're going into the back of the body, because a lot of times we don't focus on the back of the body. A lot of times we focus on the front of the body. So you might feel, or you might know, or hear, you know, just however you receive is fine. I'm feeling a lot of blissful energy in the back of my shins right now. And just allow it to come in. And this is really healing also the feminine, because the back of the body is the feminine. The feminine is, you know, the qualities of softness and receivership, of nurturing, nourishing energies, beauty and creativity. She's here to be the receiver of energy. Whereas the front of the body is the giver, or the masculine. So what I'm getting is that they're saying is that we need a lot of healing in the back of the body. So now they're penetrating or flowing this beautiful golden crystalline frequencies of love, pure love, into the back of your heart chakra right now, Kalinda, and anybody else that wants to receive it. It's now starting to spin inside the heart chakra, the sacral heart. Okay, the the sacred heart is the tiny space of the heart, some people call it. This is where we connect into the heart of Cosmic Mother. So just breathe and just relax and just receive. This particular frequency that's coming in has an illuminated white energy inside of the core of it. It's going to continue to heal your heart chakra, to soften the heart, dissolving fears, patterns of abandonment, rejection, dissolving guilt here, and regret energy that's here. And just dissolving it, releasing it, so that we can soften the petals of your heart, and your heart can open further, your heart chakra. So just breathe and allow, filling up your heart chakra with this beautiful golden rose of crystalline codes and light. Okay, so it might be your higher self. Let me see. No, Mary Magdalene is now placing a beautiful golden crystalline rose in your heart chakra, Kalinda, and everyone here that's on the call or on the replay, for women and men. She says, receive this gift from me, Mary Magdalene, the keeper of the womb mysteries. I am the keeper of the codes of creation. I am the spirit keeper of the womb in the Hara, where you also hold the access to directly connect with the cosmic womb of Divine Mother, where you too hold the power and the keys to become a magnificent creator. And I tell you now that you are stronger than you think. You are stronger than you know. And I am here with you, walking with you, beside you. I'm inside of you. I hold the Magdalene diamond consciousness, and you are a holder of that too. And I am here to tell you that you can overcome any challenge, any pain, to not give up, and to call on your strength and to call on your connection to the Christ consciousness of which you are connected, that birth a new reality for yourself, a reality of love and beauty and passion, of your heart's delight, of your soul's delight, not from the ego, but from your angelic self, who is very much with you right now. And so please accept this gift of healing from my heart to your heart, and allow this beautiful golden rose to continue to emanate the codes of love and light and healing within your heart and within your womb and within your body. For everything is connected, all is one, and there's no separation in the body at any level or in your aura. So as you work with this beautiful golden rose, it will awaken those codes that are already within your DNA, that already exist. The Divine Mother is within you, not outside of you. So call on me, Mary Magdalene. Call on the Mother. Call on your sisters. Call on your beautiful lineage of light to assist you, to sit with you, to hold you, to love you and comfort you when you go into this pain. And it will dissolve and you will be free. And so it is.
So it is.
Shikarinamo, Ilakaramanai, Ilakaramakari, Urishina my Naya, Ulanamakaredono, Tidaru Shikrai, Iana Kalanamo Tahila Kurumanai, Shiamanakirano, Hoya. Beautiful. So just a blessing here for everyone here, clearing this space in a sense, and clearing us really at every level, and just clearing out all of the distorted energies and all the toxic energies and imprints and things that are wanting to be healed. They really just want to be healed. That's why they're coming up and reminding us that we also are our own healer, and that we have these beautiful, powerful gifts of healing through love and light, and most importantly, through self-love. Self-love first. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I felt everything, and I will carry that golden rose, and I will use that and activate with that. I appreciate that so much, Laura. Namaste. Kia mahanta desi ni mohoto kokoyawa. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you.
Thank you. We love you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Kalinda. Much love. And yeah, thank you very much, Laura, for the energy and the guidance as well. And we have feedback from Kathleen on YouTube about your answer. Yes, it makes perfect sense. I am grateful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, Kathleen. And yeah, we will take more questions in a couple of minutes. Just before that, Laura, I would love if you can tell us about the program you are offering to us. And I invite everyone to visit the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Laura yourdivineuniqueness.com/Laura, LAURA. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live event page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description and the chat boxes on YouTube and on Zoom. And so we have like 3 packages. The first one is a 60-minute one-on-one private session with you, plus 3 bonuses. The second one is a live retreat. It's a group womb healing empowerment, which will start on October 25th in 1 week. And then package GC includes both of the first and the second. So yeah, Laura, I would love if you can tell us about these packages.
Sure, I'm happy to.
Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, one way to work with me would be to have a private healing womb session. And so the framework that I work from all my sessions, including my womb sessions, is we will open up your Akashic records. I always work with your Akashic records. I work with your highest divine light self and your angels and archangels, ascended masters, and your healing team. So I like to work with a very special prayer that I have that sort of sets up a cocoon of love and light so that you feel safe and you can relax and you can really open, into this is relaxation and receiving mode. So really the session outside of that, really is up between you and your higher self and guides. And they will come in, usually now the way it works is they'll come in and they will first take us through a ceremony or a healing process. So this is the way they've kind of been doing it for the last, I guess, year. And so they want to take you into the 5th dimension, to the new earth space, and they want you to feel very empowered in that. So we will probably go into that direction first, and then we will have time to answer your questions and do womb healing. So you can bring your intention for your specifics, and then we will address that as well in that session. I record all my sessions on Zoom. If you'll have the recording, you can keep. And then let's see, the second is a live healing retreat. So I personally love to teach in person, and I like to teach live because when you teach live, the people that are part of that container and group, they have very specific, usually patterns that we're going to work with. So I've given kind of an outline of, in general, what we're going to do and what we're going to work with in each class of these 4 classes. However, it could change a little bit. I mean, we'll get to the core and cover everything, but I always leave room in partnership with your higher self and mine. They're working together as a team to bring in, because they know, again, where you need healing. Now, this will be also, I will be working with the black light energies, which are the energies of original creation. So we will be working, and I'll be taking you into deep meditations to work with that energy specifically. We will also, I'll be bringing in light language. I'll also be bringing in another kind of new Trinity DNA healing process that I have for womb healing and heart healing. What else? There was something else. And also there will be specific goddesses that are going to come in to work with us on each of these themes. So I usually always have the Marys with me, but there are other goddesses that can come in. So for example, Kuan Yin or Isis or Hathor, or it could be Green Tara. It could be a lot. So in the first class, we will work on opening your sacred womb ceremony and activating this heart womb Trinity empowerment portal. So we will be talking about what is sacred womb space and how did you receive these ancestral wounding and energies. We'll cover that. We'll cover your womb as a sacred multidimensional portal of creation, which is a very important concept. And that your womb is a 0-point field for creation as well as in your heart. And then we'll do clearing, we'll do deep clearing, and we'll work with this pure, raw, creative power of the black light. In class number 2, we're going to talk about these 3 feminine portals of divine power. These are 3 feminine chakras that need to be turned on and working together, and that's your pineal or third eye, your heart, and your womb chakra. So we will be working on that with Isis and Mary Magdalene, and I'll be teaching you how to connect into those 3 portals and begin to operate from those, from those dimensions, those multiple dimensions, so that you have the ability to create from, way outside just a little logical box. We're going way beyond that, and you're actually able to create from all levels of your beingness. And then class 3, we're going to do some very specific wounding and sexual imprints with Mary Magdalene, who will come in because she is the spirit keeper of the womb. Both she and Mary Magdalene were highly trained high priestesses of the womb, and they knew many secrets about the womb, and they knew how to heal the womb. So we'll be working with them to very specifically go in and clear sexual imprints, abuse, and how that's impacted our relationships to ourselves and others, because it's really important that we heal our sexual energies, because those are your creation energies in effect. So you want to heal those energies so that you can have full access to a pure flow of feminine energy. And again, this is for men as well. And then the 4th class, we will activate your heart womb trinity portal of love, and we'll talk about, I'm going to share with you some specific steps in working with your womb as a divine vessel of sacred creation, and teaching you that you're a feminine creator, how to work with your womb. Your womb is the chalice for birthing the new earth, just like birthing, a baby. Your womb can birth anything. And we'll, kind of talk about how to align, and then plant these seeds of light that you're here to manifest specifically for the new earth. So we'll activate your rose codes of creation. We'll do a rainbow light weaving of your new heaven and earth reality. And there's probably would be more coming in. I don't know about yet. As I said, these calls usually go about 2 hours. Sometimes I can go over 2 hours, and I will also take your questions, your personal questions. And then package C is simply if you would like to sign up for the private session plus the live classes, you can do that. And all the classes are recorded, and then you'll receive, a copy of the replay to keep. And then there's the bonuses. I forgot to mention those.
Yeah.
3 bonuses. Also, for any package you want, to have, you get the 3 bonuses. Let's see, which those are the journey into divine feminine cosmic womb of love to activate your goddess glow. So that's a very specific cosmic healing feminine frequencies in that are embedded in the meditation guided by Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene. And then number 2 is a goddess portal ceremony meditation that we did on 2022. And that was a very powerful healing with the ancestors. So that was specifically healing with the ancestors. And then the 3rd gift is, number 3 is the goddess alignment ancestors liberation. We did a lot of healing of feminine trauma and wounding and energy distortions on that 222 to bring in the new light codes. So those are some very powerful tools for you to have in your toolbox.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much, Laura.
Sure.
Very grateful to you, and very honored to share your work with our audience. And
welcome.
Thank you for offering both supports through one-on-one, private session, or the group calls, and also for those who prefer both of them, so they can receive receive them both. So yeah, thank you very much. And
Mhm.
again, everyone, you can sign up for one of these 3 packages on the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Laura, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Laura, LAURA. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description and the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. Beautiful. So yeah, let's take a couple more questions. So Sandra, she wrote, thank you both. Lots of love. And
Thank you.
where is the question? It's from Annette. Is Mother Earth a child of the Divine Feminine?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Divine Mother, the Divine Mother Earth. Mother Earth absolutely is a being, you know, planetary being of love and light, and definitely a child of the universe, of Divine Mother and Father, or the cosmos, whatever your words are. Absolutely. And she's also ascending. And that, you know, was powerful decision was made in December 2012. And you know, we as humanity, you know, we are ascending with her, you know, together, because she's a living, breathing being. And of course, our bodies come from the 4 elements of her, from the earth. And, you know, this body temple is really an elemental. And the elementals have their own consciousness, and they also are ascending it with us. So, going really big picture, that's a great question, because one thing that was shared with me that I refer back to at times when I might feel a little challenged about all the things happening out there is the gift given to me by the Druid in June of 2017 in the south of France, who showed me that the return of Divine Universal Mother to help support humanity and Earth Mother to ascend, and that this really big picture also involves not just the Earth, but our entire galaxy is ascending, because we're, you know, we're all connected. You know, we're shown pictures where it looks like we're not connected, but, you know, in truth, we're all connected, you know, to everything there. So, which I think is a beautiful vision. And, you know, you can, know that in your heart, you know, that it's not up to any men around here or something. It's, or women, you know, either one, to decide our fate. We are powerful, powerful creators beyond measure. And that's been one of the great gifts that honestly I can say with authentically that I'm so grateful for the Marys came into my life to show me how to heal my womb. And of course I still am, and on that journey to heal my lower chakras and my womb, because you know, it's literally saved my life in many ways. I've had many healings on the physical level and on the mental level, because all those patterns that we talk about in the brain, you know, we talk about the pathways in the brain, all those pathways and all those patterns are, guess where? They're in your womb. They're in your hara at the physical level and the emotional level. So that was one of the things that I observed and I learned. I wanted to know, why is it that you can't heal just on the mental level? Well, it will never work. And why is it so hard to change a thought? You know, for me, that didn't work. We can observe our thoughts, but for me, I could never really do it. And so the answer was that the healing came through healing my chakras and my womb and my body, you know, and your body is an oracle. Your body in itself has its own intelligence, and you can become a full-bodied oracle, and that's what happened. So there's a lot of gifts in this work, and whether you want to heal emotional issues or abuse or toxic situations of relationships, or you know, it's all there waiting to be uncovered and to be brought out, to be healed. And as you do that, you will notice that your fear is dissolving, you're becoming more sovereign and powerful, and you will begin to speak your truth without any hesitation. That's one of the things that your throat chakra Our throat chakra is actually attached to our womb. And so when your womb is shut down, you know, and from all these, you know, repressed emotions and density, you will find it very hard to speak up or to speak your truth or to be your authentic self, right? And we can see today in the collective consciousness of humanity, not the light worker community so much, but through, you know, the general collective consciousness that is still awakening. Why are people not speaking up? Why are people not able to say no? You know, they may be feeling inside a no, but they're not saying it or setting a healthy boundary. The key to that, or part of the big key to that, is because they have all these unhealed, repressed emotions and patterns in their body. So when I do the womb healing work, we do focus on healing the womb and the heart, but we also extend it to heal the entire body, because the intention is, again, there's nothing, it's all connected. So we want to heal it all, right? We want to heal, you know, every cell in the body and of everything on every level, so that we can become truly free and sovereign. And once you do that, then nothing out there is going to rock your world, because you're going to be so connected into heaven and into your core. No matter what happens, you will know that you are an eternal, living, breathing, you know, being, right?
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much for that message. I really love your answer, and yeah, and also thank you, Annette, for your question. Very
Yes,
beautiful.
thank you so much.
And Nat Shirat, this is beautiful. Thank you. Annette also Shirat, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you. You're welcome.
yeah, another question from Terry on YouTube. How does a hysterectomy affect your womb energetically? The lack of estrogen has taken a toll on me.
Yes. So, your hormones, right? We know the hormones are in the body are really important. They're important to have those hormones and be in balance in the body. And since everything is connected, then, you know, it could be a root cause could be maybe at the point of the thyroid, right? So it could be if it's at the energetic, if it's at the physical level, then the physical level is the last place that our kind of unhealed emotions and wounds manifest. So when we're doing the healing, and if we have a hormone that's off balance, we need to look at, you know, not only the physical layer, but you need to address the physical layer with whatever holistic, let's say, or medicine or whatever you feel that you need on the physical level. But also you need to discover, well, what is that pattern? What is that unhealed wounding or pattern that's contributing to the imbalance? Because there will be something going on there. It could be a way of being. It could be a lifestyle. It could be something like, you know, you're staying up late every night and, you know, watching TV or something or whatever videos, and you're not really in tune with your body, you know, and your body's trying to say, hey, I need to go to sleep earlier. Hey, don't turn on that light, you know, the blue light on. Give me a break. Or it could be anything like that, where you need to look and find the root cause. So it's already manifested in the physical, but what was the root cause on the emotional level? You know, what are the emotions that I'm feeling underneath that? You know, am I feeling tired? You know, why am I feeling tired? Right? There's an imbalance there, it's trying to get your attention. And then look at the mental level for the belief. Is there a belief there? Because they're usually all come together in the same package. So you want to look at every single level and layer, right, to heal that. And yes, you can go to your womb for an understanding of, when did this happen? You know, did this happen in this lifetime? Was there a shock or an experience that happened to you? Or is it a family belief system? And your womb will have the answer because she's like an Akashic record on the physical. So you can go to her, and she is really, to me, she is the ultimate intuitive wisdom holder. And when you tune into her and begin to pay attention to her and develop a relationship with her, oh, she's more than ready to share all the stories with you. She'll share all the stories because she's waiting. She's waiting for you to connect with her. And she's sort of been hovering in the background. And this is for everyone, of course. And when you invite her in to be in partnership with you, she will work in partnership with you to help you to heal your wounds. And as I said, this connection to the cosmic womb of Universal Mother, the Black Light, we talked about, as you begin to, with your intention, set an intention. I want to understand that. I want to connect to that direct connection to that pure creative flow. Because there's not anything that I know of that's more powerful than that. That's like pure Christ consciousness energy. And once you say, yes, bring that into my life. And of course, they're going to bring it to you now in what you can handle. Okay. So, I know many of us may be on the journey, or for myself, I was very impatient. I wanted everything healed. Let's just do it. Right. Well, does the universe work that way? No, because my body would have been killed over, so, always work in moderation, always work with balance, and always give yourself grace. Always give yourself grace in doing any sort of healing work.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much, Laura. And
Yeah.
thank you, Terry, for your question. Much love. And so Laura, thank you so much for everything you shared with us today, for the energy, the love, the guidance, and the information. It was very, very inspiring call. So really loved it, and I'm very grateful to you for that.
You're so welcome, and welcome for everyone's questions. They've been great questions. I love it.
Yeah, beautiful. And Kalinda, she wrote, this whole call felt like a transmission. Much love to all.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Actually, it was a transmission. I didn't say that, but the guides, I was transmitting the love frequency, in this conversation. So, part of what we do, right? We all do for each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Beautiful. And so everyone, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you for the comments, the questions, for the energy, whether you were here with us live or on the replay. And again, you can sign up for one of the packages that Laura is offering to us, and we have like one-on-one private session, which lasts 60 minutes, and then a live group retreat, and which will be starting on October 25th. So you can again sign up for one of these or both on the link yourdivineuniqueness.com/Laura, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Laura, LAURA. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the live events page, later on the replay page. The link also on YouTube video description, and the chat boxes on Zoom and on YouTube. And yeah, so with that, everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next call. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Much love.